Hello, everyone. Greetings to you today. How are you? We are back on day 3. We're going to get ready to talk about some more good information about you and your business here in 2022. If you're starting one, if you're growing one, these are things that you need to know and these are things that you need to do. But today we're going to kind of elaborate on from yesterday. We kind of touched on marketing a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it in a few minutes once we go through the intro. And I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Instagram here. Hey, everybody, fam. Um, Now, we're going to get, as I said a few minutes ago, we're going to get ready to get right into it, right? We're going to get ready to talk about marketing strategies. Yesterday, we touched on a little bit about it. The day before, we kind of talked about getting ourselves together, our mindset together, having things formed for us structure-wise, legally, and, some things that from my experience in business, I wanted to share with you, and hopefully you understand where I was coming from and what we kind of saw, what was there. So now, what I do want to share with you right now is we want to talk about marketing strategies. And first of all, before we get into the nitty gritty of everything or get into the juicy part of it, marketing, what is marketing? We hear that word so much, but do we really understand it? We know that, yeah, somebody's trying to sell us our product. That's pretty much the basics we know about marketing. But marketing is the action or business of promoting and selling your products or services, including market research and advertising. So that means you got to do a little work, right? Before you get to that actual person that you need to be connected with in order. Remember, I told you, you are selling to a specific person that need what you have. And there are ways to find out if go back over the video. We might touch on a few of them on this episode, but go back and look at the video from yesterday and I'll explain to you what they are and what some of the things are. But today we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about marketing strategies. And oh, by the way, make sure you please share this video out because somebody may be embarking on doing a business or growing their business in 2022. And this information hopefully can be of help to them. So now, where we're going to begin now when we're talking about researching for is your business, because remember, that's a part of your marketing. When you get ready to niche down and pretty much you already niche down and you know what you're going to sell and what's going to be a part of your strategy, or what's going to be a part of what you're going to do for is getting people to know that you have a product or service, that you're in business, and you want those people to know exactly who you are. You will definitely have to sit down and make sure that you come up with a strategy for as knowing where they are, knowing what community they are hanging around, knowing exactly what is their pain point. How do I find out that? Now that's the key right there, because if anybody, people, consumers, clients, your future clients, if they have a problem, they want it solved, right? So when people have problems, because we don't like having problems. So we want to do some solution driven things, right? When we have problems. So that means they'll buy your product and they'll buy your services. So that in that rate, you go and you get that information. You do your research first. You grab information for as the key points that they're speaking of. Have they purchased a product like that before and they're furious or frustrated about it? You can find out what are they saying for as reviews of whatever it is that they pain point that they have, and they've already probably purchased and bought into solving their problem, but maybe it didn't really get solved because where they purchased it from or who they connected with for as maybe any kind of service or coaching service, anything. Maybe they didn't get the answer to their problem. So 9 times out of 10, everybody's not going to do this, but a lot of people are going to complain about it. then when they get ready to start complaining about it, they'll probably go to discussion boards, or they'll probably write something out on social media or somewhere that you will know. But that's not the only place that you will get the information from. There are data driven sources out there that house this information and know what consumers are thinking, because they've done the research as well for themselves. So with that being said, you have a pool of information and you got somewhere to go, so where you can retrieve your information from, right? So now that's the first thing, going where your clients are complaining, meaning whether it's going to be a forum, whether it's going to be a blog, or whether it's going to be somewhere on social media, whether it's going to be on YouTube, whether it's going to be on Amazon, whether it's going to be in places like that. So that's the first thing you need to do, and that's doing your research. Now, the next thing is making sure you researching for is hashtagging or looking up that particular word, or looking up something after you've done that, looking up the word that they're complaining about, whether they're using keywords that explains their dissatisfaction. You understand what I'm saying? So that can help you too, to kind of extend your research so where you can narrow it down to the people that need what you have, need your services, need your product. So this is how you do that. Now, the next thing you're going to do is not in this order. Well, this is probably the first thing you really need to do. Now, the next thing you definitely want to do is, once you decide to do that, just find out where they're hanging out more, and finding out where people like them are hanging out and what they like to do, whether it is just a group of people that they all like to pretty much the same thing. Because sometimes when you read one comment from something, somebody will comment behind them, and that can tell you a story too. And then it can kind of, you can build your information, right? You can build your data like that. Now, with that being said too as well, you have to just make sure that you are paying close attention and connecting the dots of what they're saying, and pretty much write these things down, making sure that you got a better understanding of what they're talking about and things like that. So next thing we need to a next marketing strategy is going to be how you're going to set up your business, for as how you're going to set up your structure of your business, for as what are you going to do, so you can be able to kind of nurture them and give them that information. And that's when, before your email marketing come in, that's when you start building content. That's the next thing. Content. You're going to build content for this. You're going to make sure that people are, now that you've done your research, you pretty much know their pain points, you pretty much know what they need and what they want. You start building content around that, whether it be you're talking about it live, whether, like I'm doing now, whether you write a ebook or something, whether you just kind of like nurture them in giving them any kind of like a stat, maybe more information about that particular area, whether you're teaching them something, whether you're giving them history about something, to help them get a clearer understanding of what they are, what they are embarking on, or what they are discovering, right? So there's so many ways that you can help them, or whether you connect them with resources. Maybe you're not the resource person, but maybe you can connect with somebody and collab with somebody that, if it's something that is outside of your expertise, maybe you can collaborate with someone that is, because you found the the pool of our audience, and then you can collaborate with your business and possibly their business, and then you can service the people together. Now that's something else. And then when you are creating content and creating things that your possibly future customers will be interested in, then make sure that you are surveying these people, that you're finding out a little bit more. That's after you pretty much giving them content. Now you have their email address and you have a little bit more about them, so where they can be contacted by you, because you've created something that they can draw to and they can use. And then you ought to make sure that you can nurture them and find out a little bit more about them by doing surveys, okay, things like that. Now, after and during this process of the surveys, you are to take what you learned or what you discovered from their pain points. Like I said at the beginning, find out what were their pain points and learn a little bit more about that. You know, find out about their pain points, learn a little bit more about their pain points, and then creating content around what their pain point is and finding a solution to their everlasting problem, right? Don't start selling to them yet, just knowing what's going on to them. Going on with them, and then pretty much you nurture that relationship, and then voila, you'll be serving or you'll be growing your business that way. Okay, so that's what you need to do there. Now, there's a few more things before you get there, and then even while you are building up or building up your marketing foundation, I think your marketing foundation also need to have some tools that you're going to need to just have in the case that for some reason or another you're gonna be able to win that customer or win that person as a customer and something like that, right? So then that way you need a toolkit, or you need something that you would be able to service that person or be able to connect with them so they can buy a product from you, and then everybody will be happy, right? You will be happy because you've gained a customer, and they'll be happy because they reached out to you and you solved their problem. That's okay. That's that. Alrighty. Now, and then too, also after you've done these things and you've kind of touched the water, you're more familiar now what's going on, and then you like what's going on, and you are very, very, very comfortable with connecting with them. Then you are to start finding out who else is doing the same thing that you're doing, and this is another way that you can build and find out what satisfied customers are saying or what unsatisfied customers are saying about this particular service or product that is complementary or the same, whatever like you have. So you're going to find out in that category, what can you do to help make your product better, like McDonald's, Burger King, and all those Wendy's, the whole, they, you don't think they study each other? They have a team of people that they have employees, I'm sure, that they know exactly what's going on with the other company. You notice at one time everybody was doing the more economical meals with the hamburgers, the fries, the drink, and things like that, and it was like a 4 for $4. Some of them, I think, one of them was like a 5 for $5. There's just all kind of different little bundles or little packages or little meals that they've created. When one started, the other followed suit. So things like that. So that's where that come from. They didn't just they followed each other because they realized that, oh, okay, maybe I need to do this for my restaurant, because a lot of times when people find out, ways of saving money, they're going to kind of gravitate to that place, especially if they halfway like what they serve. So we're talking about food right now, especially that. And that is no different from what you're offering. I'm not saying you come out being cheaper, but I'm saying you be that unique person in your business that you over deliver and you give people more than they ask for, and just making them feel good. Like with me and my business, I give my clients more than what they ask me for. I try to make them and help them not to feel overwhelmed by the things that I do for is helping them, or just being there, just going above and beyond, the actual call of duty for that particular business, or, for that particular business relationship that we have. Okay. So now those are some ways too. Now let's get into the next thing, is about another marketing strategy for you. And let's talk about making sure that we are, our having a dynamic marketing plan, your marketing, pricing your product, having your sales together, having things that in your sales. Okay, just for instance, in your sales campaign, when you are getting ready to sell a product, you want to have specific words in there, specific attention grabbing words. Nothing that you're going to lie about, or you just going to over exaggerate. Tell the truth about what you're going to be offering in your business for people, and then having that, as a selling point for your part of your marketing, when you're getting your product familiar with other people. And even not, well, go back to your lead magnet, like I mentioned earlier. That's going to be something that is you're going to give them free, and it's going to be a wealth of information in there, and then you will be able to connect and give them a relationship, have a relationship with them. People do it all the time, and I'm sure that you've gone through somebody's funnel, or you've gone through somebody's way of grabbing your attention in order to be able to stay connected with you a little bit about things that they have. And they all have that pretty much on autopilot too, by the way. They don't just every day, they're not on their emailing each other. Okay, now also, which is very important in your marketing, is pricing your products and your services, knowing exactly what's your fixed cost. How much did it cost you to create that particular item or that particular course? Or how much time, if you have a class, if you have a course that you're teaching, how much time did you put into that, and how much is it worth to the people that will learn the information? For instance, if you're going to teach, like with me, like I'm working on my big academy, how much would that be worth to somebody if they go through my academy and they learn everything they need to know about their business or starting their business, and they don't have to waste a whole lot of time researching and all this kind of stuff and hire everybody, or just spend a whole lot of time with this doing the work that I've already done for you, and I just give it to you in a package. How much is that worth to you? I can tell you how much it's worth to me in order to be able to do it and give you that, because I'm pretty much in the industry, and I know how, it all depends on the business that you start of how much it can, generate for its profits. But the work of getting it up and running off the ground it's priceless, really. But we always we'll set a price to a product. But I'm just saying, so a lot of people may not have the time to sit down and do all the research. But then when you will come through the course, then the course will give you everything and have it all laid out, and the only thing you got to do is pretty much push button, or gather everything and just go and do everything I tell you to do, for is getting your business and stuff up and running like you want it to. So that's just an example what I'm saying to you now. Now, the next thing is, as a part of a business strategy and a marketing strategy too, is what would be the distribution channels for you even putting your product out there? How are you going to do it? What you're going to use? What technology will you be using? What are they? Ask the question. How are you going to brand yourself? That is a part of being market ready with your product. Marketing ready. That is a part of it. Having people know what your product does. When they see your name, um, will they know that's you? How will they know that that's your company? That's all a part of marketing, and that's a strategy for you too. Having your branding, your colors branded, getting the feel of your business, whatever your business is, what colors are associated with that, what name, things like that. What name is what kind of name will you give your business? How will that name help your business feel alive to the people that you're serving? What will it get? Will it be a prestige kind of thing, or will it be something like a everyday business, or something like that? Yeah. So, hey there. Yeah. So that's one of the things too that I asked the question of too. Now, next thing. Oh, and also let me elaborate a little bit more on that. Okay, when for as speaking of the branding and how people will associate your business with you marketing yourself. Okay, just look for instance, what kind of unique formula will you have for your business model? That's a good one. And I don't think a lot of people really take the time in business to really know, what will you have complementary outside of the core of your business. Like with me, what I am doing with my business, with Push to Dream, it's helping people push their dream. But I've connected with the Push to Dream show along with it, and also the workshops that we'll be starting. But when we can get back into a brick and mortar location, we'll be doing those per se, and other little things that that's unique to Push to Dream. I'm not just sitting here coming giving content when it comes down to starting a business plan, all that stuff, getting your business plan. I'm expanding it, and also the Push to Dream University that's behind the scene, that we're still getting things together for that. Having people come in and different expertise to teach that to people that don't know it, that need that information. So this is what I'm speaking of, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. So this is a part of marketing. When people see you, what else will you have? Think about it. What else will you do? What else will you give? What else will you have to help people to be more drawn to you, to your business? Now, and then also, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to stop right here. Say this last one, and I'm going to stop right here. Giving, far as your advertising, how will you advertise? What kind of advertising will you do? Will you do it with, who will you have in mind when you do it? Or who will you use? Will you use a company? Eventually, I'm sure you probably do it professionally, but how would you relate people to having an association with using your products and your services, those kind of things. So making sure that you are thinking about those things there, and outside of just, having, outside of just having the normal selling all the time. Just think about, how would your message be when you're advertising for your business? Will you use a slogan? Will you have something that is always associated with your business? Like me, sometimes I say, you were created for greatness. You have greatness within you. Think about that. Greatness, you have greatness within you. And Push the Dream. Think about that. Push the dream. When somebody's pushing a dream, somebody's pushing something, they may get weighted down, discouraged, or, they may have all kind of things that going up and get distracted, and they can't even move forward sometimes. So pushing the dream is what it is. It's pushing your dream. And then I tell you, and then I give you some encouragement on the end, and I say, you are created for greatness. You have greatness within you. That's giving you hope, right? Yeah, that's giving you hope. So, yes, so it helps. And just like, I'm sure, like, Thisha is here live. Thisha Jenkins is here on live. Um, she is, oh, I'm sorry. Her last name is Quartargi. I can't pronounce her last name. It's Kwarteng. Now, all right, and Miss Tisha is here with me. But anyway, what I'm going to say about, even like with her, she handled she I know her branding part is emotional intelligence. She always speak on that, and she trains. She even trained law enforcement. She's trained so many people. She do workshops on that. So I know her brand. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I know her brand because she's the same thing I'm talking about, and it's a marketing tool, really. Because think about it. What if I run across someone that may need Thisha, may need her services? She's already marketed to me, and I know her brand because she's put it out there. So if I don't need her service and know somebody, then I can then see the marketing, see the referral can happen then. And, I can, hey, reach out to her, contact Tisha, da, 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 da. See, this is how it goes when you're marketing. Marketing is just not getting out there marketing, you creating something, all of the things I said a little bit earlier. It's more than that. It's standing, getting yourself out there in all areas, whether it's when it's sale, marketing, and like I said earlier, researching and finding out who need what you have to offer, who need your services, who need you. Okay, so those are just some marketing strategies that I'm going to give you today. And tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about, this a little bit more. I'm going to give you because marketing is just not a one-day conversation, at least not in these, minutes and less than 30 minutes that we've been doing, here on, I've been talking to you about getting yourself prepared to make money in your business in 2022. You have to come with a different mindset in 2022. These things are going to require you, what I'm talking about, they're going to require you to be very, very, very focus driven. And they're going to require you to just really stop thinking about it and talking about it and just be about it and do it. And just sit back and wait on the results. Taking action more so than it means it's so important now than it ever has been about our business, and coming up and learning new things and coming up with strategies that's going to pull your business to the next height of the next level. And then maybe one day you may want to get out of this business and you may want to sell your business. If you don't, selling it's an option too. Did you know that selling your business is an option? But you got to get it. You got to give it the momentum. You got to give it something to work with. You do. We all do. Who knows? Push to Dream may be on for sale one day. You never know. I'm telling you. So I am preparing myself to take it to another level to help you. Remember, I have the networking, the conference and networking, and then we're working on the school, and then the Push to Dream show. I mean, seriously. But everything start out as things get better and with even all of them. Guess what's going to happen? I may even have a building and have their own Push to Dream. Push to Dream have its own state of the art building. That is a vision of mine. I didn't say it. Oops, you heard it today. Okay, that's a vision. So, here again, everyone, just take some of this information that I said to you and use it in your marketing strategy, your planning, and just to understand that, you have what it takes. And I would say just keep going, doing, learning, and implementing what you've learned to help your business grow. And I'll see you tomorrow. I will see you a little earlier tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. I know I'll be on earlier than I've tried to hang around about 12 today, but I was late doing it because I was in the salon today earlier. So anyway, tomorrow I'm going to try to be on earlier in the morning. If you can catch me live, I want to say I will probably try. I work on being on before 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Alrighty. But I'll talk to you tomorrow, and y'all have a wonderful evening. Okay. Take care. And thank you so much for those that are here. Tisha, if you're still alive, thank you for being here. And thank everybody for coming and joining us today. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. And also share this out if you feel like your audience and the people that you're associated with on these social media platforms, if you feel like they need this information, please give it to them and let them know. Send them the link or whatever. You don't have to, hey, share it anywhere you can. All righty. Thanks. Bye-bye.